I was 18 years old when I got married. In my family, daughters always obeyed their parents. From the time I was small, people told me that a good daughter listens and does what she is told. One day, my father looked at me and said, "It is time for you to get married." My heart felt heavy, but I smiled. I said, "If this makes you happy, I will say yes." The wedding day came. I wore the dress. I smiled for the photos. I did everything they wanted me to do. Days passed, then weeks passed, then months passed. But inside, my heart felt empty. Many nights I sat by the window. I asked myself, is this all? Is life only about making others happy? Is it only about doing what they say? 2 years went by like this. Then one night, everything changed. My husband was driving the car. It was late at night. The road was dark and quiet. I sat by the window and looked at the stars. Suddenly, the car shook. It turned sharply off the road. My husband fell asleep while he was driving. Before I could scream, the car rolled down and crashed. The sound was so loud, glass broke everywhere, metal twisted. My body flew forward, pain shot through me like fire. In that moment, my husband jumped out of the car. He ran away to save himself. I am glad he lived, but I was left trapped inside. People from nearby houses came running. They pulled me out quickly, but they did not know how badly I was hurt. When they dragged me out, my back broke even more. When I opened my eyes again, I was in a hospital bed. My right arm was broken. My wrist was broken. My shoulder was broken. My collarbone was broken. My ribs were broken too. But the worst injury was on my spine. I stayed in the hospital for 2.5 months. Those days felt endless. The nights were the hardest. The room was silent. I only heard the clock ticking and the machines beeping. I lay awake and stared at the ceiling. I asked, why me? Why am I still alive? One morning, a doctor stood near my bed. He said gently, "I heard you loved painting. But I am sorry. You will not be able to paint again." The next day, another doctor came. His voice was serious. He said, "Your spine is badly injured. You will not be able to walk again." I closed my eyes. My lips shook, but I whispered, "It is all right." On the third day, the doctor came once more. His words broke my heart completely. He said, "Because of your injury, you will not be able to have children." That night, I pressed my face into the pillow. I cried until I could not breathe anymore. I thought, if I cannot walk, cannot paint, cannot be a mother, then why am I alive? But deep inside, a small voice told me, "Do not stop." One evening, I called my brothers. My voice was weak, but I tried to sound strong. I said, "I know my hand is not steady, but I cannot look at these white walls anymore. Please bring me some colors and a canvas. I want to paint again." The next day, they brought me paints and brushes. My hand shook when I picked up the brush. It felt heavy. But when I put it in the bright color and made the first stroke, I felt a spark inside me. Stroke by stroke, I filled the canvas. The lines were not straight, but they were mine. People who passed by my room stopped to look. They said, "So beautiful, so bright." They saw the colors, but they did not see the tears on my cheeks. They did not feel the pain in every stroke. That was the day I found my voice again. Without saying a word, I told my story through my painting. In that moment, I made a promise. From now on, I will live for myself, not to be perfect for others. I began to face my fears one by one. My first fear was divorce. I worried about what people would say, but I told myself fear is only in my mind. It cannot control me, so I let him go. Later, I heard that he married again. I did not cry. I held my phone. I typed a message. I erased it. I typed again. Finally, I sent it. It said, "I am happy for you. I wish you the best." And I truly meant it. My second fear was that I could not become a mother. This thought hurt the most. But then I told myself, a child is not only born from the body, a child is born from love. I decided I would adopt. I sent my name to many organizations. 2 years passed. Then one morning, the phone rang. A voice said, "There is a baby boy. Would you like to adopt him?" My heart jumped. Tears rolled down my face. I said, "Yes, yes, please bring him to me." When I held him in my arms for the first time, he was just 2 days old. He was so tiny, so soft. He smelled of milk. He opened his little eyes. In that moment, I became a mother. Life in a wheelchair is not easy. The hardest part is not the pain in my body. The hardest part is the way people look at me. In a world that loves perfection, it hurts to feel different. But I decided I would not hide. I painted more. I modeled for clothes. I hosted TV shows. I stood on stage and spoke about women, about children, about hope. Each time I was afraid, but each time I grew stronger. Slowly, people began to see me. Not the chair, not the broken body, but me. And I learned something important. When you accept yourself, the world begins to accept you too. We all make plans. We all think, this is how my life will be. But life does not always listen. I never thought I would be in a wheelchair, but this is my life now, and I choose to make it beautiful. People often say, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. I say, make lemonade, drink it with a smile. And never blame life for being hard. It is okay to be afraid. It is okay to cry, but it is not okay to stop living. People say failure is not an option. I say failure should be an option, because when you fail, you learn, and when you rise again, you are stronger than before. So celebrate your life. Be thankful for every breath. Real happiness comes from being grateful. As long as you are alive, live every moment fully.